NPA Canada back on the air, live from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Churchill High School. Game number 2 on the day. Edge School taking on Saskatoon Basketball Academy. Edge coming off a solid win against a spirited Thetford Prep squad, while SBA coming off a loss to the home North Star Preparatory Institute. Jason Tom here alongside Elias Sabate. Ford, SBA and Edge about to get underway. Edge in the maroon with gold.
Trabajo. Working the camera for us today.
2 new French squads. Don't start throwing some Spanish at me.
Got a couple languages in the mix here. Couple.
We're underway. SBA with the rock off the tip. Isaiah Owen. Baja Salma. Travel call right off the bat. Amir Rahimzad inbounds. A little bit of a starting lineup change here for Edge. You got Ben Gilbert out there. Hands it off to Alan Spoonhunter.
And for Edge this year, the story's a lot different from last season. They got a lot of depth on that bench. You don't really lose any firepower, you know, as you go 9 deep. Floater. Floater is good. Ben Gilbert, class of 2020, Calgary, Alberta native.
Both these teams get after it defensively. Be interesting to see what this scoreboard looks like as we move along. 3 ball no good. Rahimzad tries to outlet on the other end. Tho Beal, foul on the ground. Beal had himself a good game yesterday. Edge with the luxury of throwing different starting 5s out there without much of a drop off, just different looks altogether.
Good cut. Right past the free throw line is Beal. Could have taken it all the way to the rim as well. Had the options there.
Spoonhunter pushing the other way. SBA gets back on D. Spoonhunter to Rahimzad. Nice finish off glass. Rahimzad took a while to get going yesterday, but when he did, showed us some glimpses of how special he can be.
He's got a different look in his eyes today. You can see he's approaching it with a lot more aggression. Already 2 rebounds and 2 points in this game. You know who else has got a different look this season? Been watching some NBA basketball in my time off, and Andrew Wiggins is coming at it completely different.
Never heard of him. That's just an ongoing joke, folks, that Elias mentions a big name basketball player, and I say never heard of him just before anybody gets upset out there. Wiggins has been outstanding this season. I remember last year, you know, people were on him, and then it also came out that he'd had his first child, and I remember in the offices I said, guys, that first year of having a kid, for anybody, is difficult. I couldn't imagine an NBA player with the rigors that the NBA brings trying to maintain that and the home life.
And then the whole Jimmy Butler and Anthony Towns.
But then the next year, the second year that you have your child, it changes you as a person. And I'm not saying obviously that's the reason why Andrew's turning out. We know he's always had this in him. But very, very happy to see what the Phenom has been able to do. Man, people forget just how young this guy still is, man. Not surprised that we don't have a lot of points on the board here in the early going. 2 of these Western squads making their living defensively. Foul called down low. Interesting call, and Baja Salma away from the ball.
Suraj Gahir going to be throwing it in here for Edge. Cal Baptist commit. Originally from British Columbia, born and raised North Delta.
Seconds.
Offensive call is what we got.
Okay. All right, moving on. 2:30 gone here in the first quarter. Tough pass to handle. Kick ball.
And this referee's on it.
SBA wants timeout to talk it over. Stay with us. We'll be back.
3 seasons. Almost 300 games.
Oh, Jacoby Neath!
Thousands of kilometers over 8 provinces.
He tried to send that one to Banff.
Making Canadian basketball history.
History has been made.
Nearly 100 alumni are now playing at the post-secondary level.
Rugby!
Some will see their dreams come true.
Need some juice.
And all of our former players will forever be part of the NPA family.
Oh, killing time. Allen Spoon Hunters cooking up a show. Jordan Prasad putting the NPA on notice.
Now, new names will emerge
Setting the NPA on fire.
with the same passion of those that came before them. And to them we say, next and up. 3 seasons.
You just saw a quick clip of one of our alumni of the NPA last season, Ade Falarin Ade again, who finished his career with Edge School on the floor right now, taking on SBA, who have the rock. SBA also graduated pretty much their entire squad from last season. Some post-secondary schools across Canada.
You
U
always
Sports,
say season like
CCAA. I don't know, I just got a little excited there for some reason.
Had a little spicy food or something?
Not yet. Wing 3 is good. You can count it. Isaiah Owen, who had himself a good game yesterday as well. Ooh.
Too easy. Amir Rahimzad. Just comes so naturally to him, man. That footwork, changing direction, mid lane.
Good push back the other way. Sent back by the aforementioned Rahimzad.
And yesterday we were talking, I get a lot of feedback from our video editors and our video producers. And yesterday, what was that thing that Jason Ramroop mentioned about Rahimzad on both ends of the floor?
You're ruining it now.
Well, I'm asking you
He
because
said
I
he
forgot,
gets
Jason.
to the rim.
Work with me here, man.
Gets to the rim effortlessly on both ends of the floor.
Thank
I'm just saying you took the punchline away. It just kind of took the oomph away. That's all I was saying. But I looked at Sir Jason Ramroop, video production extraordinaire who's manning the baseline throughout this session. And I said, I may steal that, Mr. Ramroop. And I will have to report back to Mr. Ramroop that I didn't steal it. It was Elias who stole it. And I think that was a kick ball that just went uncalled. Pull-up jumper. No good. Rebound from the big man. Getting after it. Players hitting the floor. Easy foul call. Like the energy, but whistle goes. 5:50 left in this first quarter. Don't want to say I called it, but I called it. These teams combining for 9 points.
Good defensive presence here from both teams. How about this? Quo Agua coming off the bench, one of the most electrifying playmakers in this league. And again, that's the luxury that Edge has, to have a guy like that. You could pick when he comes out of the game. Fourth rebound.
Nice pass, Rahimzad. Drop off. No call. Staying with it. Yeah, got to call that one. That was a hand wrapped around the arm in the push down. Dylan Holst, who had it going from range the other day, trying to get it going in transition. Edge got to work on the glass, and now Holst will go to the line. I think we're going to hit double digits in this first quarter, Elias?
I think so. Lots of time on the clock. It's a slow start for both teams.
Hey, man, for every struggling offense is a good defense. And often in basketball circles, the focus is on the struggling offense.
Dylan Holst at the line here, class of 2020, and we've been seeing an exodus in previous years of Canadian talent headed to the States, and this time Holst from Missoula, Montana, coming in to play in the NPA.
Oh, a little Euro step finish from Matthew Bryant. He had a couple little spurts there yesterday as well, I was impressed with. Wing three, no good, no foul, no whistle. There's a whistle.
And Marcel Freeman's got to be smarter in those situations. He's got to get all the way back. That's an unnecessary foul to commit that far away from protecting your basket.
Holst inbounding. Gets it right back. Man, so many weapons for this Edge squad. Average height of 6'5". Ooh. Covered a lot of space in a short amount of time. To Caleb Swanton Rogers, the Team Canada member. There he is with the steal as Holst back the other way. Around the back, but sent away. Nice play all around. Wadjock with the block.
Marcel Freeman all by himself was under the rim. Just missed his dunk. Substitution coming in here for Edge.
I just kept looking around. Is this happening? There's a whistle. Is there an opportunity here? SBA with the rock.
No rim on that one.
Leak out, transition dunk. RJ Jock, a name I didn't even say at all yesterday.
Love watching the young guys come out and, get started. Oh, travel call. Easy call to make. All by yourself.
SBA making a substitution.
It's really good to see a guy like RJ Jock, class of 2022, get minutes in the early going of the season here and just getting comfortable. They're gonna need to use him when they play teams like TBA and Canada Top Flight Academy and RNS even.
Swanton Rogers
says my bad.
Yeah.
Wanted to establish position early. And that goes on both ends, both the sender and the receiver. Just got to be in better communication in those situations.
Edge throwing a little bit of pressure, but SBA breaks it easily. Isaiah Owen has been the offense for SBA in this one. Bordelot, who we saw his potential explosiveness yesterday. SBA, their transition D really helping them right now. That is an obvious offensive foul. That's probably the easiest call that officials made. Under 3 to go here. Owen working on Spoon Hunter. Spoon Hunter D'ing him up.
Good hands, Spoon.
Yeah, very good. Drops it off in transition. Nice passing. Edge putting on a show. RJ Jock.
Unselfish play. Started with Spoon there, getting the steal and setting up his teammates.
Owen. Ooh. Offensive foul? Nope. Basket in the bump. Could have went both ways, I think. Owen. Opportunity here to get his 6th point of the first quarter.
Edge looking to make a statement early in the season here. Second year in the NPA, second place last year. Showed a good fight in the finals, and they're looking to make that return. It looks, Jay, based off of what I'm seeing so far, it looks like they have that kind of potential and that kind of depth to get it done.
I would say as a silver medalist from last season, Edge would had to have been a favorite coming into this season anyways to get back there and to see what they're providing with the recruitment and the returning players, the way that they've improved. I mean, you can't go against with what you're saying. Having said that, we would not have seen all the teams in this league until after our Calgary session, which is next, January 9th to 12th. So I will reserve judgment. Long season. I know it's only 12 games per team, but there's a lot that can happen over that time. But nice putback. Xavier Spencer, no good. As we're talking about depth, and it's also the age. Some good young players on this Edge squad like Xavier Spencer.
I got him listed as a top 10 kid in the class. It's early, but that's where we got him projected.
Nice finish. Jesus Mendoza, a little bit of English. SBA sticking in this one early. Yeah, you know, it's just too much size right there. Hard to keep him off. Sarajga here.
A lot of people call him Surge, and he's committed to Cal Baptist. Will play his first year in the NCAA next season.
Ooh, like the move right there from Wajok, Winnipeg hometown boy, getting it done for SBA, but Edge answers right back on the other end, doubling them up 18-9 here in the early going.
SBA's got to make some stops here. They just can't trade baskets for the entire quarter.
Nice pass, Isaiah Owen. Really a standout so far for SBA. Scoring and dropping dimes. Oh, that's dangerous.
And that was close to no play on the ball. That call could have been different.
At the line, Tobeel. .20 seconds to go here. Edge will have the advantage after the first quarter. Just a matter of seeing how much. Ooh, nice play. Once again, Quo Agua, who had himself a game yesterday, offensive rebound and putback off the free throw miss. There's Owen. No good. Rahimzad pulls it down. Gotta launch it. Gahir. Got it to go and beat the buzzer. Put it on the board, the first buzzer beater of the NPA season. We'll be back to Winnipeg.
The North Pole Hoops Blueprint is a multi-layered system for Canadian basketball talent to maximize their potential from grade 5 all the way to the NBA. MPH works in partnership with the community, including the national and provincial governing bodies, as well as club programs to maximize scholarship opportunities. The NPH Showcase Circuit is your opportunity to learn the blueprint while joining the NPH family. Canadian National Invitational Tournament in July brings a team-focused evaluation platform. The CNIT brings 100-plus top-tier clubs from around the world to continue their journey to the next level as North Pole Hoops invites the network of prep and post-secondary programs to evaluate talent live and direct. Canadian National Invitational Junior NPH Showcase Circuit. This level caters to elementary school student athletes in graduation to the high school tier. As a camper, you will have the opportunity to enter the NPH national rankings, where player profiles are created acting as an online resume. This database is directly connected to a network of over 150 prep and post-secondary programs. Junior. By attending our camps, you will maximize on scholarship opportunities, perform in front of national scouts, and get a chance to learn from elite NBA skill trainer David Tyndale. Entering the showcase environment provides every camper an opportunity to measure their talent against elite prospects within the region. Top performers raise their stock.
Right in your living room, inbound on the sidelines, you are looking at Thobiel. Inbounding to Gahir, who ended that first quarter with a buzzer-beating trifecta. Our first of the young season. Holst with the rock. He's got to get it over half. Holst. Not a lot of offense here for Edge. Good footwork there. Rahimzad. Yeah, shot clock did not reset. They will get it back.
It'll be 14, so we got 24 and 14 is the shot clock.
Pass was just too hot. Isaiah Owen getting after it, jumping up. Three, no good.
Sask right now averaging 1 point per minute.
And that is a tough finish here. Edge doing a ton of solid cutting away from the ball and delivering that ball on target.
Three-point play is good.
Leads up to 15. Edge showing some pressure. Don't roll your eyes at me, young man. Travel call.
That's the third one going against Lado Wajak.
You know, talking to these officials before the game, it's what's so tough about this level. Great athleticism, but still trying to work out the mechanics.
Edge right now has been able to throw on a lot of different players, mixing it up. Amir Rahimzad almost in double digits here, rebounding. He'll go to the line for two here. Lead is extended now to 15. Rahimzad taking advantage of that size down low. Gets the first one to roll here. Two are good. Substitution coming in here for Edge. Number 22, Matthew Bryant, will graduate this year, originally actually from Saskatoon.
Isaiah Owen, been a bright spot for SBA in this session thus far. Nick Johnson was trying to DM up there. Mendoza, drive, kick out. Bordelot, nice move into the lane, Cole Bordelot. Transition for Edge, two-handed slam! Putting out posters. Always confused by those texts. But two-handed sandwich handed out right there. Quo Agua.
Hung on a little too long there on the rim. Could have went the other way as well. You could have let it slide for sure, but I can appreciate the refs trying to keep the game in check. And you know what? Hats off to the refs in Manitoba. They have been tremendous here. Some of the best refs we've had in all of our years.
Whoa, that was
Close to a 5-second call. Poke from behind here. Looks like it'll stay Saskatoon possession.
Checking back in is Caleb Swanton Rogers.
Swanton Rogers looks like he's done a phenomenal job in the weight room.
Great facilities out there at Edge. Bank shot three. Wajok from downtown with the help of the glass. Leads at 13 for Edge. SBA sticking around, battling in this one.
Definitely good call by the referee there. Hold before the entry pass. Swanton Rogers doing a good job establishing position down low. That's half the battle. And if I'm Edge, I'm looking to take advantage of this mismatch here. There's a huge size advantage. There you go. Over the right shoulder hook.
Oh! Swanton Rogers, a little instant explosion. Edge ripping some tin here. Nice drive and dish. Bordelot could not finish. Edge pushing back the other way. Things picking up a little bit right now. Ooh, a little out of control, but he gets it to go. Nick Johnson.
And it seems to be the story for Edge here, going back to the depth. There really isn't anybody that's come off the bench who hasn't contributed in one way or another. Moving screen here. And things are not going SBA's way today. Edge has them doubled, 34-17. 6 minutes to go in the quarter.
Xavier Spencer inbounding. Ooh, good hands, but couldn't poke it away.
Great
Edge,
pass.
Hold on to it.
Oh,
stick back jam. Swanton Rogers spiking it on his own teammate. Sure, apologies will be in order in the next timeout.
One thing I love about this kid, man, his development is on a steady incline. Over the summer, we saw the Calgary Flames actually working out of their facility at Edge, and this kid has been clearly putting in the work. In the plays that we've seen from him, almost another putback. Swanton Rogers again will go to the line. This kid has been very efficient in his minutes. Love what I'm seeing from him. Also, from a maturity standpoint, this is a class of 2022. You're seeing no emotional reactions out of him. He's just playing the game and going through it the way it should be.
Man, when you look at down at the measurements at 6'10", 200 pounds, but class of 2022, we consistently talk about, you know, what's the final product going to look like.
Development model's looking really good for him.
A little Kelly Olynyk in him?
You know what? I have seen him get up and down in transition as well and can handle the ball to some degree.
I mean, Kelly Olynyk wasn't throwing down stick-back jams at this age, because I remember Kelly when he showed up at the Team Canada camp.
He was a PG at that time.
Well, he was a little bigger than that, but he was still getting used to his body, much like Swanton Rogers is. Back-to-back threes from Wee Reith is keeping SBA in this one. But I do see some similarities between the two. But that's how we're coming along with basketball in Canada, as kids are getting opportunities that they didn't have back in those days. Of course, Olynyk was part of that original REDA camps, where they would bring the athletes together in the different areas. Olynyk was in the Southern Ontario region at that time, with his mom working for the Raptors at the score table. He was one of the few athletes brought together, I believe, in the Guelph area back in the day as part of that program. But now, with what is being done across Canada, have opportunities to get that kind of training all over. Edge with the steal, transition, spoon hunter no good. Rahimzad couldn't get it to go.
And the amount of putbacks in this game.
That size and length from Edge on display in this one. Oh, once again Rahimzad defensively getting it done. Xavier Spencer on the other end. Just back and forth. Amir Rahimzad just getting it done up and down the floor.
And you got to appreciate his efforts. You got to appreciate how much work and energy goes into playing both ends of the floor and playing so efficiently. Hands in the cookie jar. Almost got a steal there. Ben Gilbert playing the ball man-to-man. Makes him pick up his dribble.
Did not get it off in time. Shot clock violation. 3:33 to go here in the first half between SBA and Edge.
And Leto Jacques, that's his fourth turnover of the game here before the half.
Oh, once again, Mendoza, steal. I think the hand was clean. It was the body contact foul there. Leads at 19. SBA not going away in this one. Edge, obviously with the size advantage and the depth advantage. First is not good from the charity stripe. Isaiah Owen checking back in for SBA. Ooh, almost an over and back there. Some good D by Owen on the kid Xavier Spencer. That's a deep three. Rahimzad, offensive rebound and putback, landed right in his lap, had some good position there on the box out. Bordelot looking. Finds Owen. That's the guy you want to get the rock to. He's had it going in the first half. No good there. Spoon Hunter. Headmans. Spencer has it pinned in transition. Great block there by Wee Reith. No good. Reith on the glass. Put back no good. Still battling. Spoon Hunter stepped out of bounds there. Changes coming in for Edge.
The SBA coaching staff looking down at their bench and uncertain of who to throw on. RJ Jock, that big contagious smile on his face, gets the strip. There's a lot of smack talking going back and forth here between him and Wajak, and he's not having any of it. Gets a clean strip. Marcel Freeman on the top. High screen, Owen opts not to use it. Wajak, the deep two.
He's had himself a good first half.
I'd say so.
In front of his hometown of Winnipeg. SBA getting into them defensively.
Good screen use here, Tho Beal.
Wow, Tho Beal. He just decided he was going to take it.
And that's one of the things he's really good at, is utilizing the basket as protection. Beats his man down the baseline off the spin, and then the reverse, using that rim to protect. Looks like it's going to be a three-point play here.
Don't really know what the question is.
Beal with one more free throw coming up. Another one of the really high upside guys we often talk about. You know, when you're projecting, you got to look at where his body is currently and what it's going to be in a couple of years. He has put on some mass, and there's a lot more to go. But I mean, his nimbleness, his verticality. What do we got here on the floor? It looks like it was called on the floor before the reverse layup.
Wise man once said, when you don't know what's going on, don't say anything at all, which is why I'm not saying anything at all.
All right, SBA possession. Beal in full lockdown mode. The trap comes.
Ooh, Isaiah Owens split it, dropped it off. Owen gets it back. Ooh, short on that. Oh, good on Tho. Good sportsmanship right there.
And he's had a couple of dirty fouls on him, against him, and regardless, shows the sportsmanship. I really like that about him. When we're talking intangibles and we're talking about off-court personalities, a kid like that, that's a bonus check. .20 game now in favor of Edge. Timeout.
We'll be right back. 14 seconds to go.
Golden Dough, it's a family restaurant. We are in Mississauga, been here for 25 years. It's a Middle East cuisine. We make it out of love. We make it fresh. It's very healthy for an athlete to come in to have a nice meal. Sitting around back home, like when you order a big plate or like a small plate, they like to share. A lot of family come together, they sit together. So this is what kind of makes it a family restaurant. Back in the day, my grandpa used to be a baker and he used to run a restaurant. So it's pretty much in my blood. Anybody that comes in will feel like into a family business. Come to Golden Dough in Mississauga, be a part of the family.
NPH Showcase Circuit. This level caters to elementary school student athletes in graduation to the high school tier. As a camper, you will have the opportunity to enter the NPH national rankings, where player profiles are created acting as an online resume. This database is directly connected to a network of over 150 prep and post-secondary programs. Recruitment process with exposure opportunities through national rankings, player mixtapes, and connecting families directly to college and university coaches. Regardless of age, gender, or talent level, developing professionalism and positive habits.
21-point lead. 21-point lead as we finish off the first half. SBA coming out of their timeout, looking to end the first half with some positive energy. 2 seconds to go. No one's calling it out. Halftime here. We'll be back to Winnipeg second half action.
The National Preparatory Association started 4 years ago, born by the desire of basketball coaches, many of which were outside of Southern Ontario, to provide a different option than traditional high school competition for elite-level basketball talent. The goal was simple: create a platform for Canadian student athletes to give them the best opportunity to earn scholarships for post-secondary education through the game of basketball. Since then, the NPA has grown to provide the best basketball exposure available at the high school level anywhere in the world. We do this by live streaming 90% of the league's nearly 100 games on our North Pole Hoops YouTube channel, ensuring high-level competition in front of post-secondary coaches from across North America, providing game-by-game statistics on every player in the league on our industry-leading website, npacanada.com, creating individual profiles for all of the league's players on Canada's top college recruitment site, northpolehoops.com, while sharing it all through the social media reach of NPH's multiple platforms. By doing all of this at the highest level, we believe that we can keep the majority of Canada's basketball talent here on home soil, and ideally in their own city or province.
Last 2 years I played at prep schools in the US, and I'm just really happy to be back in Canada and to have this opportunity to play in the NPA. It really means everything to help push Canadian basketball forward.
I love the NPA because it's given me an opportunity to showcase my skills and talents in front of many coaches across the country.
Teams from New Brunswick don't usually get the exposure you would, but the NPA provides that, and just the competition is great.
It's a national scene. You're not playing guys in Ontario only or only in your city. You get to travel all over Canada, places you've never been before.
Each team had a different style of play, and that was something you had to prepare for every single game. They really helped to prepare us for our basketball career. It's not just me, it's my whole team.
Y'all are doing a great job of just exposing some of the underrated talent. It's a great spotlight, right? I think it's the best league in Canada.
It's given us a platform from Western Canada and the prairies especially to showcase that we do have talent that stacks up with the best talent in the country.
I really love the fact that I get to be proud of my school, of my team, of my guys, and put them on a national stage, which is what the NPA allows us to do.
It's come a long way just because everybody's on the same page, from the executive right down to the coaches and the players. I think it really is a family.
We are making history every season through a shared vision, common goals, professional leadership, and a league-wide constitution enforced by a board comprised of coaches from the league's original teams. Nearly 100 NPA alumni are following their dreams through the NCAA, U Sports, CCAA, or JUCO routes. Our new goal is strategic growth with long-term partners willing to help our team continue to blaze a new trail in Canadian basketball, showing our student athletes that what they need to succeed is right here in Canada.
The North Pole Hoops Blueprint is a multi-layered system for Canadian basketball talent to maximize their potential from grade 5 all the way to the NBA. NPH works in partnership with the community, including the national and provincial governing bodies, as well as club programs to maximize scholarship opportunities. Starting with our foundation, that is the Junior NPH Showcase Circuit. This level caters to elementary school student athletes in graduation to the high school tier. As a camper, you will have the opportunity to enter the NPH national rankings, where player profiles are created acting as an online resume. This database is directly connected to a network of over 150 prep and post-secondary programs. By attending our camps, you will maximize on scholarship opportunities, perform in front of national scouts, and get a chance to learn from elite NBA skill trainer David Tyndale. Entering the showcase environment provides every camper an opportunity to measure their talent against elite prospects within the region. Top performers raise their stock and begin their recruitment process with exposure opportunities through national rankings, player mixtapes, and connecting families directly to college and university coaches. Regardless of age, gender, or talent level, developing professionalism and positive habits are vital for the success of all campers in life and in basketball. The Blueprint tackles academic eligibility, self-reflection, assessment, goal setting, and brand management, all aspects necessary to become a professional on and off the court. The NPH Showcase Circuit takes place from April to December in a player-focused environment, while the Canadian National Invitational Tournament in July brings a team-focused evaluation platform. The CNIT brings 100-plus top-tier clubs from around the world to compete for the national crown. Student athletes continue their journey to the next level as North Pole Hoops invites the network of prep and post-secondary programs to evaluate talent live and direct. As the summer comes to a close, high school season remains a lasting component to a student athlete's pathway. Players who thrive in high school are recruited by prep programs to continue pursuing the next level in a competitive environment. At this stage, North Pole Hoops has identified Canada's top prospects from coast to coast, placing them at programs within the National Preparatory Association. Founded in 2016, this league is quickly emerging as a global destination for the world's elite basketball prospects. Utilizing the exposure arm of North Pole Hoops, comprised of digital marketing, live broadcast, and scouting, NPH acts as a media and marketing partner for the NPA to maximize exposure for our student athletes, helping them gain scholarship opportunities, our ultimate measure of success. Climb the ladder to the next level by joining the North Pole Hoops family and enter the Blueprint.
Who will be crowned national champion?
Jacoby's going to try to measure this one up, looking for a made-to-measure suit.
Fourth quarter of action is brought to you by Indochino, where right now, using promo code HOOPS, you can get a custom-made, made-to-measure suit that a number of our coaches get fitted up. 10 showrooms across Canada, 6 of them where we have teams in the NPA. Match made in heaven. Indochino and the NPA.
Indochino, the national sponsor of the NPA. We are excited to have you as a sponsor. We're excited for what you're doing and what your brand brings to our league. The prestige of your brand, the prestige of our league from coast to coast.
The guys at Indochino were amazing when I got fitted. I can't thank you guys enough.
Indochino making me look good. That's all I gotta say. It's not always an easy task. Very grateful that you guys are taking care of me and having me look a little bit better.
I really thank you for putting the time in and believing in what we're doing with the young men and just, again, establishing ourselves in not only the basketball community, but the community that we live in.
Thank you, Indochino.
And we're back for second half action. You're looking at Rahim Zad, Amir Rahim Zad, that is, all the way from Iran, one of the international players playing in the NPA, a top 10 ranked player in the nation from the 2020 class. Offers on the table from Texas A&M, Creighton, Bradley, Mount St. Mary's, and others. Edge with a huge lead here, 50-29, starting in the third quarter. And SBA still trying to figure it out. Took their first L to the home team, North Star. Trying to sneak one out here, but it's going to be a very difficult task. Bam! How about some of that from Thao Beal? Spoon Hunter with the spoon feed. Just in the nick of time is Owen. No good on the 3 ball. We're going the other way with Spoon Hunter. Back to Beal. Rahim Zad, sees a mismatch opportunity with Marcel Freeman. He's got 2 inches on him. Freeman does. But Rahim Zad just a little quicker. We're going to continue rolling here. Got another game coming up. You'll get to see some action from Toronto Basketball Academy, who'll play their first game here in Winnipeg, Manitoba. We've had a pretty good crowd today. Bleachers have been packed for the most part. Want to see what all the fuss is about with all the provinces represented here. Emmanuel Ugba's had probably the biggest performance so far of this week. We still got 2 more days, Saturday and Sunday, to go. And we're back to the action, third quarter. National Preparatory Association coming at you all the way from Winnipeg, Manitoba. We'll be traveling all across Canada, exhibitioning and putting on a show, making sure these guys receive the top exposure. Giving you a chance to hear some game audio here. Quo Agua, good off the first step, hoop and the harm. Almost got the dunk to go. Give you a little player bio. Quo Agua at the line from Calgary, Alberta, coming in. Member of the 2020 Canadian class at 6'7", 190 pounds. Ultimately, I feel like he'll be playing on the wing for whatever university he ends up at. Continuing to stretch the league, is now 29 minutes into the third. Spoon Hunter trying to get it going from long distance. It's Agua on the cleanup. Spoon man-to-man, shadowing his defender, shadowing the ball handler, and that's a tough finish right there. Isaiah Owen really been the only life for SBA.
You didn't hold the game for me?
The show must go on. Have you heard that one before?
Well, have you heard of Miss Akinbolombo's cooking? Because I just sat down and had a plate in the back room there. And I'll tell you, I am back, refreshed and ready to go. I'm going to drop 8 assists like Sigin Akinbolombo just did in the game previous to this. That's how I'm feeling right now. And it looks like Edge is feeling pretty good too.
Really good energy coming from the bench for Edge. These guys are playing like they want it for each other, and that's a huge element. If there's a bit of selfishness, things could really fall apart. It's important that everyone's on the same page early in the season.
Transition game.
He's been tremendous, man.
Yeah, he's been good, and I did get, with all due respect, I wasn't eating food.
No, I didn't think so. I would hope not.
But I did clarify with the officials about that play along the baseline. It was a foul on both players, so the basket counted was not an and one. The fouls offset each other.
Okay.
Play on.
I can deal with that. And thank you for the clarification.
Yes, I try my best.
Swanton Rogers.
Transition game. Back and forth affair. Drop off, passes behind him. SBA, basket and the bump. You can count it. Baha Sama.
And Sama got it on the step through. Good move, good patience, getting the defender off their feet.
Sama at the line. Shout out F.A. Ashaka back in the Toronto area taking care of our social media game along with Joe Musa and the crew. Getting us our stats out there. Emmanuel Ugba had 29 in that game earlier. Transition once again for SBA, getting some points coming off of steals.
How about this? Xavier Spencer.
And a bounce pass at full speed. Edge director of basketball, Eddie Richardson, told us about Xavier Spencer last year.
I love this kid.
I know, he's going to be good.
What I like about him is, physically he's just so strong, and then from a skills standpoint, he can play multiple positions. He could defend multiple positions as well.
Samuel Alamutu?
Ish. Sam a lot more explosive, a lot more athletic.
I'm seeing it's just the body type.
Yeah.
Like Sam looked like that last year, but to see the way that Xavier Spencer looks now in comparison to last year,
he's trimmed down.
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely. Yeah.
Definitely.
And that's the thing. You want to trim down, but you don't want to lose weight. You want to form that, and that's definitely what he's doing. So what do you see him position-wise?
I see him long-term playing a 2-3.
That's what I figured. Yeah.
A big part of it is you got to look the part, and that's why he spent so much time in the weight room and started dieting really properly, and it's paying off.
I guess depending on where his height ends up is if you can play that 3. Because you are the position you can guard, right?
Absolutely. You know who he reminds me of, actually, in terms of frame? Junior Cadogan.
Yeah?
Played at Marquette.
Yeah.
Played some national team.
Never heard of him.
Toronto native.
My guy, Junior. Nice play. Basket and the bump. We've seen some nice things out of Lado Wajak.
I don't know what they heard at halftime, but they're coming out with a different type of energy. And you could see Coach Huffman here getting the opportunity to play some of the guys that would normally get a lot less minutes. Having this large lead, he's able to do so. And I think he's okay with some of the mistakes that they're making. He needs these guys to gain a little bit more experience so that they're ready for important games and ready when other guys are in foul trouble.
Pull back out. Ben Gilbert gets it back. Oh, nice jump in by Mendoza, but just too much contact.
And credit to Swanton Rogers. Really good job on the entry protecting the ball, keeping it high and also keeping the elbows wide. That's one thing that a lot of bigs do is they bring it down and it's within reach. He's able to get that foul because he kept it high.
You're still seeing the coming of age of Swanton Rogers, just a few little things, but I know.
No problem there.
And when you look at the coaching staff, it's the same way. I mean, those are learning moments.
For sure. You got to be patient. You got to be patient with bigs at all time. They always take longer to develop, and he's developing at a very rapid rate.
Absolutely.
I'm super happy with what I'm seeing from him.
When I looked down and saw his class, I was quite surprised.
Hands up. You're going to get called on that, and again, that's part of the maturity process. Had he got his hands up and out wide, you don't get called on that fouls, and you contain and send him towards the baseline.
.326 to go. Edge by 22. Nice arc on that shot from Bordalo. Oh, nice block once again. Some nice individual plays from SBA in this one. They're definitely competing out there against Edge. First is good off the fingertips of Matthew Bryant. Thank you for joining us here in Winnipeg. Game 2 of 3 of the day. Still got 6 more coming your way over the next 2 days, and a tasty matchup on deck for this evening. 7:30 Central Time, which is 8:30 back home. Friday, 8:30 at night. What else are you gonna do? Sit down and take a watch of Quebec versus Toronto, and great rivalry in the basketball world. Thetford and Toronto Basketball Academy, as we see Amir Rahimzad with that vintage drop step and finish that no one has really been able to combat so far in this session. Bordelot wide open in the corner. Finally get it to him, but was not crisp enough. Yeah, out of bounds. Edge is going to get it back. Rahimzad inbounds. Gilbert.
It's not really likely that Gilbert gets a lot of time, to handle the rock and play the point, but very important for him as he's graduating this year. There's a lot of balance on this team. Multiple forwards, multiple point guards. Even with Swanton Rogers, long term, he could end up being multi-dimensional in terms of being able to play the 4 and the 5. It has become a very hybrid game in terms of positions. The true post position almost obsolete. Who's the last guy you've seen that is a true post, whether NBA, any level?
Game's changed, baby. You don't even hear the word tweener anymore. Remember tweener was like the word in basketball circles?
It was a buzzword.
Yeah, he's a tweener. Now it's like they've used every different word to get away from tweener, and it's all positive stuff now. Once again, we Wreath. Very slim, but able to finish through a lot of contact. Using your feet is a positive usually, but I've seen a lot of wee Wreath using his feet and resulting in other players hitting the ground. Not saying it's purposeful. I think he's still getting used to his length, still getting used to his body. Class 2021.
And with a guy like you just look at his frame, he's not the type that's ever going to pack on a ton of muscle.
Yeah, you can't pack muscle onto that body.
Yeah, but his frame suggests that he should be able to put on 10 to 15 pounds and play at an elite level in college.
And one thing I learned is it's where that weight is put on. When you have that type of frame, you have to be careful on where it's put on because it can lead to stress fractures and things like that.
If anything, the muscle's coming on for more protection around the knees, around the quads.
Yeah. But I think it's something that we've learned, that basketball people, coaches, and trainers have learned more about, especially with the explosion of basketball internationally.
Yeah.
Where before it was like you would treat somebody with that body frame the same way you would treat somebody from body frame, say, if he was born in Canada or born in the U.S., but it's a totally different genetic makeup. You have to be careful on where you put that weight. And again, we talked about it many times, when you talk about facilities and basketball, all kinds of things, there's a lot of advancement in every different level of basketball, and that's one of them.
And one thing I'm loving to see in both writing and video form is there's a lot of science coming out on what these kids are doing with their bodies throughout the season and in the off season. There's a lot of mileage being put on to these bodies at a very young age, and what that does is it deteriorates, the recovery time. Guys don't get to build as quickly. Here's Wee trying to go one-on-one. Handling the pressure.
Yep. And resulting in a steal.
It never fails. Before and after half court, in the corners for traps, those are key areas you got to stay away from. The ball must come up the center third of the floor if you're going to stay away from those traps.
Alley-oop slam to beat the buzzer. You know what I loved about that from Coagua?
Spoon feed from Spoon. Was that what you were looking for?
I was going to say that I like the fact that Agua made sure he got it in before the buzzer went off. But we'll be back. We're through 3 quarters. Still got another game coming your way after the 4th. Stay with us.
Indochino to me is a million guys getting a million suits, and each one is different. I think the value is the quality is undeniable in terms of the suit that you'll get, and the fabric and style selection is second to none.
I think when someone puts on a suit, they take on almost a different personality, and they feel comfortable in their skin and who they are, and they feel good. Doesn't matter where you're going, what event you're going to, but everyone feels good in a suit.
I think a lot of what we do is kind of going against the grain, so to speak. Bespoke, made to measure, custom was traditionally only in store. We were the first to bring it online, and as we went through that journey, we really felt that in order to connect with the consumer, we needed to give them true options, really provide a service and an engaging experience that customers would enjoy and remember.
Indochino is a custom-made experience, but with off-the-rack prices. You are in control. So you come on in, you choose what sort of material you're pursuing, choose what sort of prints or patterns you really want to try out overall. From there, you pick out what kind of customizations you want to bestow upon these lovely garments, measure you up, and you get to express what you want, tighter, looser, longer, shorter, so everything sits on you as you want. We do everything all in one for you.
We give a 100% made-to-measure product, so it's very simple.
We're back. Spoon Hunter for 3, pushing that lead up to 27.
Spoon Hunter's minutes have been very efficient. You know, when he's playing like he doesn't, oh, there he is again. This time it's going to be a wide open dunk.
Spoon Hunter finding his rhythm as this session progresses.
Man, when he's playing in the zone and not trying to overdo it, that's when he's most efficient. He's a huge plus for them right now. You really could have done without that foul. Mr. Thao Beal laughing it off. I believe that's his second.
Mendoza cashes it. Much better performance from SBA in this game coming off game 1.
And we're not going to be done after this. We got another game to go.
I'm looking forward to it.
Toronto Basketball Academy making their debut here.
Still at the line. Hits the first. A little bit of pressure from Edge. Owen. Oh, looks like they're going to get a backcourt here. Yes, sir. Timeout on the floor. We will be back to Winnipeg. 4th quarter action.
300 games.
Oh, Jacoby Neath!
Thousands of kilometers over 8 provinces.
He tried to send that one to Banff.
Making Canadian basketball history.
History has been made.
Nearly 100 alumni are now playing at the post-secondary level. Some will see their dreams come true.
Need some juice.
And all of our former players will forever be part of the NPA family.
Oh, killing time. Allen Spoon Hunters cooking up a show. Jordan Prasad putting the NPA on notice.
Now, new names will emerge
Setting the NPA on fire.
with the same passion of those that came before them. And to them we say, next man up.
North Pole Hoops Blueprint is a multi-layered system for Canadian basketball talent to maximize their potential from grade 5 all the way to the NBA. MPH works in partnership with the community, including the national provincial governing bodies, as well as club programs to maximize scholarship opportunities. The MPH Showcase Circuit is your opportunity to learn.
It's okay, you didn't miss a thing. We're back. Oh, Holst can't get it to go. Good defense there by Isaiah Owen, holding his space, not fouling. SBA going to get it back.
I'm really pumped about this next game coming up, Thetford and TBA. It's a really good matchup. Guard play all across the board, bigs, they all match up really well. There's really no telling what that outcome is going to be.
No. Quebec, Toronto, the rivalry remains. Nice block there. Gahir, transition, Holst, no good. Offensive rebound, Edge just all over the glass. Agua once again getting it done.
Agua's second jump is impressive, man. Just effortless, quick spring.
Ooh. Spiking it off the glass. Agua again.
See that spin move from Spencer.
And he gets it back in transition off a shiny dime. Edge really all on the same page. Ooh, nice little silencer there. Wajak has shown the full arsenal in this one. Here's Spencer starting to feel himself a little bit here. Hands off to Gahir. Up top. Alley-oop slam. Stop me if you've heard it before. And I think Agua.
That's the second tech.
Yeah, he's gone.
The theatrics, something that we could do without. I mean, there's a time for it. There's a time for it, but you're up like this, it's easy for you. You've dunked.
See, and this is my problem with the first one, because I don't think the first one should have been a tech. Like, and that's the problem with plays like that, is because that first one should not have been a tech, and then when that one, who I would have agreed, now gets called.
Now here's the advantage to this. Regardless of if the first one was or wasn't, I guarantee you that Quo Agua will not do it again in future games.
Yeah. Dribble it off his teammate's
There's
foot.
got to be some accountability from the players. That's one thing. I'm never gonna look to the referees to protect. Like, if he's using it, if he's hanging to protect, that's one thing.
Timeout on the floor. We'll be back.
Winnipeg, Manitoba is known as the gateway to the West. This November, 6 teams will meet at that gateway, ready to kick it down.
Oh!
2 will be making their NPA debut. 2 others look to build off their first season in the league, while the other 2 want to show their championship pedigree. Winnipeg, we're coming.
Golden Dough, it's a family restaurant. We are in Mississauga, been here for 25 years. It's a Middle East cuisine. We make it out of love. We make it fresh. It's very healthy for an athlete to come in to have a nice meal. Sitting around back home, like when you order a big plate or like a small plate, they like to share. A lot of family come together, they sit together. So this is what kind of makes it a family restaurant. Back in the day, my grandpa used to be a baker and he used to run a restaurant. So it's pretty much in my blood. Anybody that comes in will feel like into a family business. Come to Golden Dough in Mississauga. Be part of the family.
Junior MPH Showcase Circuit. This level caters to elementary school student athletes in graduation to the high school tier. As a camper, you will have the opportunity to enter the NPH national rankings, where player profiles are created acting as an online resume. This database is directly connected to a network of over 150 prep and post-secondary programs.
7:02 to go. Swanton Rogers really working that elbow. And I don't mean the one on the floor.
He's doing a good job protecting on his way. He's just got to drop his step a little bit quicker, get deeper.
Yeah, I would like to see more, what's the word?
There you go.
Yeah. That should have been a travel. Anyways, SBA pushing it back the other way. Isaiah Owen is really putting in work here today. Owen hits the first. Having himself a good game in his senior season out of Edmonton, Alberta. Gahir with the rock. Down low, Swanton Rogers. Fadeaway along the baseline, no good. Man, Xavier Spencer just doing a little bit of everything. Offensive rebound, putback. That wide body coming in very handy.
Bringing in the cleanup crew. And he's playing some defense.
Here's Owen.
Good hands.
A lot of dribbling on display, but he was not getting anywhere past Spencer.
And you see the wide stance of
That's
Spencer.
a foul. He did everything well until he hit him with the body on the three.
Stepped into it, could have stayed vertical. But hey, I'll take it. I appreciate the effort defensively. You know, most of the time you're begging guys to play defense. If a guy's going to pick up a foul like that, live with it.
Yeah, the only thing is like he played such perfect D until the last point. Just a teaching point, right? And that's all
For
you
sure.
do. They'll go back, they'll look at the video, and they'll be like, perfect, perfect, great, awesome. Even the contest was good, but you don't have to slide the body underneath. That was the thing that was called the foul. He had the hand right up there to contest strongly. Here we go. Edge getting it done consistently.
And you see the bench energized, electrified, happy for their teammates. That's a chemistry, man. That's such a huge thing.
Long rebound, leading to the three. Mendoza from downtown. Oh, Spencer, crossover, can't finish. Bordelot there to close it up.
And you could see the guard play in Spencer. You could see that long-term two guard seems very reasonable.
Absolutely.
Class of 2023.
Oh, I'm excited to see the progression.
We got him in the league for potentially 4 more seasons if he chooses to do a post-grad year.
Man, Isaiah Owen perfectly leading his teammate for 2 there. Owen looks like he could be a 2022. Just he looks like a baby face out there. Getting it done at a high level. Swanton Rogers, basket in the bump.
And in limited minutes, Swanton Rogers is going to find himself in double-digit scoring and near double-digit rebounding.
Ooh. Off the mark. Battle for the rebound. Jump ball going the way of SBA. Ooh, another tough finish. Wee wreath off glass. He just got to exactly where he wanted to go.
No, you're absolutely right. That was a very cerebral play. He saw that the defense was coming down, and he had a huge physical advantage. Speaking of physical advantage, near 7-footer Marcel Freeman checking into the game here, adding some size to SBA's 5 on the floor. Xavier Spencer, good on the first.
And the second. Isaiah Owen once again. Spin. Owen having fun out there. Showing us a lot. Good old Western Conference battle out here in Winnipeg. Two teams. Woo! Xavier Spencer with a tasty dish. I think I've said this before, but is this the Xavier Spencer coming out party? Like, he has been impressive.
A lot of upside there in that one, and there you got him, you got RJ Jock on the floor.
Another cramp.
Substitution coming in for SBA. Dehydrated players cramping up here. Will take a breather. 2.5 minutes to go here before we play our final game of the day. Toronto Basketball Academy in Thetford will take the floor. A really good matchup there. Don't go away. Xavier Spencer with the rebound. I feel like we've been saying that name all quarter.
Almost another buzzer beater, that one on the shot clock, but not to be. Freeman, my bad. Owen gonna jack it. No good. No one there to rebound. But now they're getting after it. All kinds of bodies hitting the floor.
A little bit of confusion there. Matthew Bryant saw a wide open lane. He's like, wait a minute, where's the defense? Slowed down for a bit. Had a wide open lane.
Trying to figure out who's shooting.
And you can hear the discipline from Coach Adam Huffman here, telling his guys on the floor, hey, there's still a minute left. We got to finish the game strong. And the experience that they're going to get here is huge. You gotta, you gotta stay locked in and focused. These guys are not playing the most minutes on the team, so with the time that you have on the floor, you got to make the most.
.107 to go. We still got one more coming your way tonight. Stay with us.
In July brings a team-focused evaluation platform. The CNIT brings 100-plus top-tier clubs from around the world to compete for the national crown. Student athletes continue their journey to the next level as North Pole Hoops invites the network of prep and post-secondary programs to evaluate talent live and direct. As the summer comes to a close, high school season remains a lasting component to a student athlete's pathway. Players who thrive in high school are recruited by prep programs to continue pursuing the next level in a competitive environment. At this stage, North Pole Hoops has identified Canada's top prospects from coast to coast, placing them at programs within the National Preparatory Association. Founded in 2016, this league is quickly emerging as a global destination for the world's elite basketball prospects. Utilizing the exposure arm of North Pole Hoops, comprised of digital marketing, live broadcast, and scouting, NPH acts as a media and marketing partner for the NPA to maximize exposure for our student athletes, helping them gain.
Look at Isaiah Owen inbounding. He's had himself quite a game. Sidestep jumper, no good. Owen gets it back. Shot clock did not reset. Oh, once again, Isaiah Owen through contact.
And between Majak and Wee Reith and Isaiah Owen, I think that's your trio. Those are the guys who are going to really have to produce for SBA on a regular basis in order for them to have any success offensively. Not enough points on the board here.
Edge is going to dribble it out. 99-76 will be your final. Edge proves a 2-0 in the Winnipeg session. Stay with us, folks. Quebec versus Toronto, TBA versus Thetford Prep will be coming at you in just about 23 minutes.